Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Millie. Hi. Hi.
Hi, Yaya. Nice to
Hi.
connect with you again.
Yes, finally we get to do this interview. Thank you so much for doing this interview with me. Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much. I'm very
You're welcome.
grateful for this opportunity lah. And let me introduce you to our guest. Our guest is today is Millie Leung. She's an international speaker to thousands of people all over the world, and she inspired a lot of people in the world with her story. And also, she's a best-selling author, which is still selling on Amazon, which is fantastic for you. I'm very, very happy for you. And also, she won the Personal Branding Award. Am I right? The Singapore Personal Branding Award. Yeah,
Best personal brand award.
Best Personal Branding Award. So, she also loves to give, right? I heard that you built 3 schools.
Yes.
Wow, that is fantastic. That is like every dream of philanthropist.
It's just the beginning, right? Everyone can
Yes,
do it.
correct, correct. Everyone can do it. Everyone can do it. So, why I'm very excited for you actually. For your new journey, for this new path that you are taking, the new direction. I'm very excited for you. Very proud of your achievement and everything. And how maybe would you like to tell us more about what is the next path? What is this direction that you're taking?
Yeah. So the new thing I'm working on that I'm really excited is really, I think, is an extension what I've been doing, but on a more hopefully bigger scale, right? So I've been really passionate in the last 10 years since I started my own business. I've been really passionate in helping entrepreneur, particular women, to build a passion-driven, impactful, and profitable business, help them to become financially independent, and also really create a life and a business that they truly love. So now I think my bigger vision, my bigger mission I'm really focusing on is to focus on just that, to help women to achieve that, to build a business and life they truly love. And right now, the path I'm taking, the vehicle I'm using is through YouTube and also podcasting, because I think that's a huge awesome platform to leverage these two platforms that I can get my voice out to more people, hopefully through audio on podcasting and through video on YouTubing, and reach more people around the world with my message and tools and strategies to help them to create their new life and the new business. So I truly believe that if I can help more people to shine, they bring out their gifts and zone of genius to shine in the world, they can really, really impact the world. And more people can do that, the bigger impact we can create all together. So what my focus on is just like the name of my podcast is called Shine to Impact. That
Mm.
is exactly my mission, to help people to shine so that they can impact the world.
Yes, very good. I really love the your so-called tagline or your title of your podcast, right? Is shine to impact, and really it is it just it's like a call out to everybody to become to better themselves so that they can actually impact the world one person at a time. I really really like
Yes.
that.
I really feel that the more I spend time and focus on that, the more it is that I feel that it's my calling and mission,
Mm,
truthfully. And I think you're right. I think the name really calls out to those
mm,
who feel connected with that mission to shine and
mm.
to impact. If they don't have that in them, then obviously they don't feel like I'm calling out to them. But if
Correct,
they feel
correct.
connected with being to shine and to impact the world, I think this will connect with them. Yes.
Mm, mm.
So hopefully that
Okay,
would reach people.
okay. This is more to the personal side. Tell me about a bit about your frustration about the YouTube video.
On YouTube particularly, or just in general with podcasting or
No,
YouTube as well?
the just the previous one, the previous the 2 days ago that you
With
told me that.
YouTube?
Yeah, correct, correct.
Yeah, so okay, so I think frustrations or disappointment is something that comes with when you're trying out new things. every time you try new things, it's possible to hit obstacles and setbacks, right? The thing is, if you don't challenge yourself, if you don't push yourself, you don't push your envelope, then you have no disappointment because basically you have no expectation, you're not progressing. So I think it's a fact of life, and everyone have different challenges and point of possible disappointment. For me, particularly, it was YouTubing. It is interesting because I've just started my YouTube channel not very long ago. And like I said just now, it's a mission that I want to share my message to more people. And I think I was using podcasting earlier, which I feel quite comfortable. But now trying to advance to YouTube to get to a bigger, broader audience. However, when it comes to really doing the video, I hit this self-limiting belief in self-doubts. How come? Like, if actually I find it to be interesting. And some people, when I mention that, they might not even believe it because I was in TV many years ago. I was a television host for more than 3 years, doing a lot of live shows, big audiences. Also, I was doing modeling and commercial, as well as I'm a public speaker to audiences, pretty big audiences, including 24,000 people. So when I say I have self-limiting belief when it comes to video recording, people find it to be difficult to believe. However, it is true. Everyone has different self-limiting beliefs, right? For me, it's the video. Because why? Because I feel it's so overwhelming to learn about how to record the video, like what machine, what camera do you use, the lighting, the sound, the audio,
The setup.
and what do you dress, what do you do with your surrounding, like how to make your environment clean and non-cluttering, and what do you dress, and particularly for the ladies, I think the ladies would connect. How do you look? How does your hair look? Do I have gray hair that I have to cover? Do I look okay with my makeup? All these things, and your expression, your hand gesture is a whole lot of other things. It's a whole different level, right? With podcasting, I can comfortably make sure that my content is awesome and that I can do voice recording. And that would be it. Of course, I'm not saying that podcasting is simple because everything, if you really dive into it, there's a lot of knowledge and skills you need to learn. But YouTube is definitely a lot of elements to struggle to juggle with. So for me, it's a new journey for me. So it was kind of frustrating, a lot of self-limiting belief in self-doubts. And in fact, just a few days ago, I was planning to do this video. And then when I have to think about, I actually moved my furniture, set my background up, did my lighting. And as I was testing things out, I felt like so afraid. Oh my gosh, it's like took over me. And then I decided that, you know what, I just not in the frame of mind to go ahead with it. And then I decided that, okay, that was not the right day to do it. And I just ended up taking the rest of the day off, the night, the evening off. But I have to say, I was pretty disappointed. But at the moment I'm thinking, okay, I just need to control my state, my emotions, because Tony Robbins always said, if you can control your state, you can do anything you want. Basically, you control your emotions. So I knew that I was feeling disappointed, but then I looked objectively, okay, I'm feeling this. It's because I'm progressing. It's because I'm challenging new things. So it's normal. I acknowledge it. So I need to give myself some grace. And at the end, I decided to, okay, I'm going to go ahead with it because my purpose, my mission is bigger than my own fear. So I decided to go ahead with it. So after I slept for one night, the next morning I woke up, I feel more energized, have gathered up my courage. And then I decided to go for it. However, another point that I want to mention is I decided to not think of from 0 to 100. I decided to take a baby step. I decided that it's important that, of course, I know at the end of the day, right, looking at a lot of very successful, popular YouTubers, I know their videos are really professional. I know their background is awesome, the camera, whatever, everything is perfect, but I'm not there. I'm just getting started. I'm not going to be there for a while. And I'm sure that on their day one, they were not perfect.
Yep.
So I have to really readjust my own expectations because, again, disappointment and expectation comes hand in hand, right?
Correct.
Sometimes you have unrealistic expectations, and that is why you have a lot of disappointments. So I told myself the key here is really to get started, because once I get started and learn, that's where the real learning and adjustment comes from. That's where you're going to really get the lessons of how to improve. So I decided instead of moving all my furniture, setting up everything like perfect, I decided, you know what, I'm just going to make it really simple. Simple background, not going to move a whole lot of things, just a corner at my home. Just make it comfortable, tidy, and use my iPhone to get started. Nothing fancy at all, just a simple light and get started. So because I focus now on taking that first baby step, I'm happy to say yesterday I recorded my first video, which hopefully being edited right now and will be aired, on YouTube next week. I think by the time this is aired, it's probably already just launched that first episode with, in camera of doing that video. So I guess the point is, if you have disappointment, first step is really give yourself some grace, understanding that if you feel disappointment, it is because you're progressing, so pat
Yes.
yourself on the back.
Mhm.
Don't be too harsh on yourself. Don't feel the guilt. Don't discourage and don't, talk down to yourself. Give yourself some grace. The second step is to really look at, refocusing on, okay, why am I feeling this? Am I
Your
having
purpose.
unrealistic expectation?
Mhm.
And then focusing on what do you need to do? Why are you doing it? What is your purpose? What is driving you?
Mhm.
And then take the next baby step. Take the next baby step. My mentor once told me, and it has been so crucial, that what he taught me is, he said, always focusing on taking the first baby step today, and then take the next baby step tomorrow. So
Wow.
everything you achieve is taking that baby step today and taking the next baby step tomorrow, and then take the next baby step, the next baby step. It'd be so amazing because every success, every achievement is based on that baby step. In fact, if you just take a baby step a day, 1 year from now, you would have achieved so much. And if you continue to take that baby step, in 3 years, you become an expert. In 5 years, you'll be known. You'll be known by a lot of people. In 10 years, you truly create a legacy. That's what I believe in. But it all comes down to, knowing your vision and taking that baby step. Yes. So it's huge.
Yes.
So I think, yes, I had disappointment a few days ago. However, like I always said, if you have a mess, there's always a beautiful message at the end of that mess.
Mm.
So turn that mess into a beautiful message so that you can shine and impact more people.
Beautifully said, Millie.
Thank you so much, Kat.
Amazing, amazing. Oh my God, I am so inspired. I don't know how
Take your
to
baby
continue.
step. Take your baby step.
Okay. So I'm just curious, very curious. You mentioned this mentor of yours. Who is your mentor actually?
I have different mentors for different things. I believe mentor is really important. You can't really figure out everything by yourself. I mean, you can, it's just going to take really a long time. If you
Yeah.
have mentors in your life, it's going to help you to shortcut your journey. I have various mentors in my life. I have, but this particular mentor that mentioned about this baby step is actually my publisher. That I published my book, Mind and Money Makeover, in the publisher. And he told me about taking the baby step because
Wow.
that writing my book was also a huge self-limiting belief, and that's a whole separate story.
Wow.
I think it is true. Everything that we do, everything we challenge ourselves, new goals, new direction, it always comes with that disappointment sometimes and these challenges. So yeah, that particular line came from my publisher.
Mm.
Yes.
Wow. Beautiful. Okay, so we have all of us have noticed your achievement, your award winning events, everything that you have achieved. What has been the biggest change you ever made that really made you very, very proud of yourself?
I think the biggest change for me was really in 2011, more than 10 years ago now. Before that, I was working in the corporate world. I was a senior position in a multinational corporation. Never really thought about entrepreneurship at all. Never thought about starting my own business.
Never.
Because since young, never. Since young, I was really thinking about the formula of success is what people say, go to school, get good grades, get a good job, save your money, invest in a diversified portfolio of mutual funds, and then hopefully by the age of 65, you could retire. And that's kind of how I went by for so long. I was really good in school, straight A student, graduated from my bachelor, master degrees,
Mhm.
worked really hard, went into corporate world. However, I found that I was not so passionate about my job. And more importantly, because in our education system or in our Asian family, our culture, or in the society, I had no idea about financial education. So I didn't know about personal finance or investing or anything like that. So throughout the years, even though I was working hard, I was saving money, but I lost a whole lot of money, most of my savings during the 2008 to 2010 global financial crisis. And that to me, now that I look back, is a huge lesson, which from a mess turned into a beautiful message, because that shook me and woke me up and realizing financial education is so important. And 10 years ago, 2011, on August 21st, I played the Casual 101 game, which is a game designed by Rich Dad Robert Kiyosaki.
Mhm.
It's a game that teaches people how to achieve financial freedom in real life. And that one day, I became so inspired and enlightened. And because of that, I started my first business within the same week. And it definitely took a lot of courage, because back then, I still remember it was my first business. I had no prior business experience. I had little time because at the time my baby girl was just 1 year old.
Mhm.
I had no money because I just mentioned I lost all of my savings, right? Most of my savings.
Yeah.
And actually, it was interesting because I just moved to a new country called Singapore. I know just 2 people in the whole country, have no network. I have no follower on Facebook. In fact, in the whole Singapore, I just know 2 people, but I decided to start my business. So it definitely was not an ideal situation to start a business. Plus, I have no branding, marketing, or sales skills. So it was just no for everything. So it was really, really tough at the beginning. In fact, when I started my business, the first 60 people rejected me when they look at my proposal about my business and my products. So it's really tough. I remember just going home, feeling all beat up and defeated and very, very disappointed at myself, and just cry myself to sleep, thinking that, Millie, who are you? Who do you think you are? Who do you think you're going to be successful? Like, nobody knows you. Nobody trusts you. You're not going to be successful in this. How are you going to make it? And so many nights I just cried and not sure how I'm going to get to a point that I can even see success or see some kind of form of money coming in. So it was huge, stressful, and soul searching sort of time. But I'm so glad that I pressed on and continued to learn and to continue to take that baby step, like I said. And after just 26 months, that business that I started turned to a 7-figure business.
Wow.
And went on to helping me to become financially independent. And then, of course, a lot of things happened, like winning the award for Best Personal Brand Award, became an international speaker, spoke in more than 10 countries, including, from a smaller audience, a few hundred, to 1,000 to 10,000 to even 24,000 people in a stadium. And then to writing my international best-selling book, My and Money Makeover, and then to donating 3 schools for underprivileged children in developing countries, and also financially support 60 women entrepreneurs in developing country as well. And so I think that one step of choosing to start
one
my own
decision.
business, it was a key decision looking back, because it actually changed everything. That was a clear line in the sand, as per se. Before that it was that one life, and before that it was just everything else. That now I feel so blessed and so grateful that I had the courage, that I did not give up when obstacle hit me, because that literally changed my life, and I'm so grateful. And I wish more people would take that courage and do what they love as well. And that is why now I'm focusing much more on my mission, Shine to Impact.
Shine to
Because I
impact.
really, really, really hope people would live this life, that I feel so much joy, I feel so much freedom, I feel so much impact and meaning. And I wish more people can experience the same thing.
Beautiful. Wow. I didn't know
Thank
that
you.
you financially support 60 plus women. And
Yes,
wow.
yes. It's a small step. It's just one. Again, there are programs out there. There are a lot of
Mm,
nonprofits out there that
mhm,
you can partner with. And some of the
mm,
nonprofits, one of the nonprofits that I choose that you're able to support, they have a lot of actually not just women entrepreneurs, they have
for
men
men?
as well.
Men,
They have
okay.
people in focusing on like environmental projects. So you could choose what kind of project you want to financially support, and it's pretty simple.
Mm, beautiful. Very cool.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so I just want to share with you that my favorite word is the word is beautiful. That's why I always say beautiful, beautiful. That's my favorite word. So what is your favorite word at all
What's my
times?
favorite word?
Yeah.
I don't think I have one favorite word. However, I do have a favorite phrase
Mm,
that I always say to people, and I put it on my website as well.
okay.
And that favorite phrase has been my favorite phrase for a while. It is dream big, start small, and act now. So dream
Wow.
big, start small, and act now. And that kind of just sums up what I just said, right? Because
Yep.
that truly, truly is my mantra. Like I truly believe in that. Dream big, have that bigger mission and why,
Hmm.
and then
Start
start small,
small,
baby
baby
steps, and
steps,
then act now.
take
Because
action.
now is the only moment that you truly have. The past is gone already.
Mm,
The future is not here yet. The
mm.
only moment really you can control is now. If you just take good care of now and take that baby step now, your life will change.
That now is the time that you have to decide, right?
Yes,
That you have
you
to take
decide,
action.
you take actions. Yep. Not just the
Yeah.
thinking. The thinking is important, but taking the action is really what makes the difference down the road.
Mm.
So dream big, act now. Dream big, start small, and act now.
I totally agree with you. Very, very. This is very, very good. I really hope our audience are learning so much from you by now. There's a
Thank
lot of
you.
information. There's a lot of tips and golden nuggets coming out from you. So I let me see. Okay, baby step, baby step. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, yeah, yeah, baby step.
Okay, so the pandemic, right? The pandemic is the one that really disrupt most of the things, right?
Yes,
So the pandemic is really disrupted a lot of things in our lives lah.
yes.
Uh, and and what would be your advice to people who there's a lot of people who got retrenched. Most of my friends got retrenched from without notice also. And what would you like to say to them? Because some of them are thinking of starting a business, a home business, a small business, and some of them I try to encourage them to follow their passion, like photography, videography, and
Yep.
so it's like, what would you say to them? Because it's a pandemic time. It's so difficult.
Yes.
It's all uncertain, you know. So what would you advise them?
Actually, I do have a lot to say because it is a very difficult time. Nobody expected it. And all of a sudden, this pandemic hit more than a year ago now.
Mm,
And it affects everything. It affects people's health. It affects people's finances. It affects people's emotions
yeah,
and mental state, right?
exactly,
It affects
exactly.
everything and connection and everything. So the first thing, if you are in a situation that you get affected, especially if your question was people who get retrenched without
Mm,
notice,
mm-hmm,
then the first thing I need them to do is be grateful. Why do I say that? It's because you need to be grateful because realizing that a lot of people out there is getting sick. A lot of people are, dying. If
mm-hmm,
your biggest concern is worrying about being retrenched and financial, you should already be very grateful about that.
mm-hmm,
So be grateful that you're healthy. Be grateful that you're not the one lying in the hospital and being sick. That's number one. And that is a first step because a lot of times, if we are in this fearful or angry mode, we can't really advance. We can't really focus on the positive. Tony Robbins always said, if you're in this fearful and worry kind of mindset, you need to start, first of all, feeling grateful, because grateful is one of the most amazing and important powers of all times. If you start practicing gratefulness, your life is going to be so much more better. So number one is be grateful that you are safe, you're healthy. Now that you are grateful, you're refocusing on that, you'll be so much more positive. So number two is what I say, relook at your life again, because how I think about this is this. In the past, you might be in this job. Now that you're retrenched, right? But look at the job that you had. You might not be the perfect job. So I want you to consider it as in you are painting a new canvas. For example, you're a painter. You're painting this beautiful painting and artwork of yours. And in the past, you were already painting this old job that you had. You were painting. But was it your perfect? Was it your best work? Maybe not, right? Because maybe you have some things about your past job that you were complaining about. Maybe you didn't like your company. Maybe you didn't like your boss. Maybe you didn't get along with your coworkers. Maybe you didn't like the pay. Maybe you find that it's too much trouble, too far away to go to work or take the bus. The commute is too difficult. So there are things you probably was not happy about your previous job. So now is your chance, because you get retrenched. Now you're starting a new canvas. You're painting a new painting. You get to create a whole new canvas and painting all together. So it's whatever you want to paint now, whatever you want to put on this new canvas of life. So think about it. I want you to really dig deeper into, now you have a second chance to create this beautiful life that you have. What is it that you truly want? So a couple of questions that if you're in this situation, I want you to ask yourself. Number one, what is it that you really want? If you can have this perfect, most ideal life, what is it? What does it look like? Like, what are you doing in this perfect, ideal situation? And number two is what is your why? Why do you want that? What is the driving force, the feel behind this mission or this ideal life? Are you doing this for your children? Are you doing it because you want to make a bigger impact? You know, why are you were trying to retire your parents? What is that reason? That will give you the feel to move forward. And then number three is digging into your passion, because now you can start something new. What is your passion? Because I always believe that if you have a very successful business, however, you hate every minute of it because you're not passionate, that's the ultimate failure. You need to really understand what is your passion. So now is a good chance to dig into your passion. What makes you happy? What brings you joy? What fills your heart? What makes your heart dance? What do you do that time just go by really quickly? You know?
Yeah.
And of course, last but not least, you need to look into what is your strength, your zone of genius, I call that. When you can combine this, you have a clearer vision of what you want to do in your life. And that could be looking for a job in a different company. It could be changing your industry, but looking for another job, but changing the industry. But it could also be, like I said, using your gift and your zone of genius to start a business, right? So it's really important that you dig into what you really want, because now you're painting a new canvas of life. And then from then on, figure out your action plan and then take action. Now is a great chance to restart, to start fresh. It's a good new beginning. You can make it really beautiful and exactly what you want.
I totally agree with you about the canvas. It's a second chance in life. And the best thing about painting a new canvas is that you can choose what kind of tools for you to paint your canvas with.
Yes, absolutely.
It is very powerful, very magical. You can use a pen, you can use a brush, you can use your hands, dip into painting, and then just, you can do anything you want. So
many possibilities, right?
yes, exactly. So really, second chance in life is, I think the second chance in life is what woke us up, what woke us all everybody up, and most of the time, we will definitely find our passion through our second chance in life. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to listen to your heart. If you listen to your heart, you find it.
Very true. Follow your heart, yeah. Follow your heart.
Absolutely.
Wow, this is amazing, Millie. This is amazing.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm very curious about the last question, but I will ask you the second last question. What does love and kindness mean to you in your life? Because I see you that you have already achieved a lot of things. You are financially independent now, and you love to give. You love to give, right? So, what does this love and kindness mean to you in your life?
Yeah, that's a great question. And for me, love and kindness, if you think about it, it's actually, I think of it as three circles. Circle, number one in the middle, and then a bigger circle on the outside, and then bigger circle. What I mean by this is this: love and kindness, actually, you need to start in the inner circle. And the inner circle is actually self-love and kindness to yourself. You need to first love yourself and be kind to yourself. Because a lot of people, they're not loving themselves, they're not kind to themselves, they're saying all these mean things to ourselves. And if you're not loving yourself and you're not being kind to yourself, you're not going to do very well in life. You're not going to love yourself. You're going to be very limited, because if you don't have love, you don't have kindness, you can't give. Just like if you're taking a plane, they always say, right, during an emergency situation, you want to make sure that you put your own oxygen mask on. So
Yep,
your
yep.
self-love and your self-kindness is kind of like your cup. You need to fill your cup, make sure your cup is full before you're able to give more love and give more kindness to others. So it's always about that self-love. And in the last 1 year, 2 years, I really spend a lot of time doing my more spiritual and more inner work, you can call that. And I think I've made, it's not perfect. However, I think I made a lot of progress in that department, loving myself more and be more kind to myself. And if you need a resource, I think Louise Hay, I don't know if you heard about her, but Louise Hay's program audio and her materials is awesome for self-love. And once you have that self-love and kindness to yourself, then the second circle is really the people around you. And that includes your family, that's your parents, your spouse, your partner, your children, or your neighbors, your coworkers, people around you, your friends, right? Your network of people who know you, people who you spend time with. Why? Some people might argue that, I can be kind to my children even though I'm not kind to myself. Yeah, maybe you think so. However, if you can really start from the inner circle and love yourself, be kind to yourself, you can be so much more, you can spread so much more love and kindness to the second level, to the second circle, people around you. Because think about it. If you think you're kind to your children, however, you don't take care of your own health, you don't eat well, you're not loving your health, you're not taking care of yourself emotionally, not in a good emotional state, how can you give the best? How can you truly give love and take care of your kids, right?
Right.
So it really comes down to, again, the inner circle. And then once you have that, extend it to the people around you. And then once you're able to do that, spread it more into the outer circle, which is then everyone else. These may be people that you don't even know, strangers, acquaintances, people who you maybe share your message on podcasting, on YouTube, or blog, or however, social media. People that comes across you that you're making an impact, even though you might not even know that. And you're making an impact because of what you're sharing in the world. I think this is so awesome, because last week I actually received a message, and I got a message on Facebook from a lady. I think she's in Africa. Like, I don't know her.
Okay.
And she sent me a message, which is so beautiful. And she said, Millie, she only said, a sentence. And she said, Millie, you don't know me, but I'm so inspired by you.
Wow.
And to me, it's like, oh my God, like that
That's
is
amazing.
just so heartwarming for me.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do things, and sometimes we still doubt ourselves. Is what I'm doing any meaning at all? Is what I'm doing, what I'm sharing, is there any impact at all? And sometimes when you keep giving and you keep serving, you keep spreading love and keep shining, and once you hear that people give that, say that to you, it is so amazing and so lovely. So I think, but it all comes down to, again, loving yourself, having that kindness, and then spread that love and kindness around to people around you, and then keep sharing your love and kindness and your gifts and your zone of genius, so that you can start impacting the world. I think what we talked about, love, kindness, impact, shine, they're all together. They go hand in hand. So
Very
yes,
true.
that's
Very
how I
true.
see it.
Amazing. That is a very good. Is it your theory or?
No. I think
No.
that's in my life.
It's amazing,
It was
amazing.
really, it was really heartwarming. It was really, yeah, filled my
I
heart.
I really like the way you summarize love and kindness in three different circles, and the first circles is very very important to start with, right? And I also, sometimes when I do my own channel and when I do my own video, most of the time I ask myself, will this video, have some impact to someone else?
Yeah,
And I always feel that nobody's watching my video, but when I listen to your the stranger that from Africa who say that heartwarming message to you,
yeah,
it's like a positive reflection to all our good efforts to
yeah.
really impact the world.
Really is. So I want to say that the one extra point from that is that if you're in that position, somebody made an impact in your life, somebody has to send you love and kindness, make sure you tell them, give them a little praise because you don't know what other people is going through. Sometimes they are going through a tough time. They don't know that they keep giving and sometimes they need a little encouragement as well. So if somebody has helped you, somebody has, impacted you, somebody has given you love and kindness, maybe you can go and praise them, let them know how much you appreciate them, how much impact they have given you, and give them that is a huge encouragement to whoever is helping you, and that's what you can give back in a sense as well.
I totally agree with you. Yeah, very very true. Okay, let's go to the last question. And really appreciate that you are doing this interview with me for the Make Your Mark channel. And
Mhm.
I will leave all the links to Millie Leung, social media, website, everything in the description below. And I will let you have the opportunity to self-advertise yourself.
Awesome.
Okay, so I'm very curious with this last question. I asked this to many people. What does it take to rise up? It can be in any situation. It can be in general situation. It can be in the pandemic, or it can be in a very harsh situation or unexpected situation whereby you totally got lost in life. So, what does it take to rise up in general, or me for you?
Yes, it takes courage to rise up. It takes courage to rise up. Maya Angelou, I don't know if you know who Maya Angelou is. She's the
Yes, yes,
mentor of Oprah Winfrey. If you don't, you
yes.
must know Oprah Winfrey.
Mhm.
So Maya Angelou once said, courage is the most important virtue, the most important virtue. Because without courage, you cannot do any other virtue consistently. So courage is the number one most important virtue of all. Why? Because when you have courage, you can get out of your comfort zone. You have the courage to be kind to yourself, to be vulnerable sometimes. When we go and share our message, sometimes we worry about being criticized, being judged, right? What other people is going to say, right? So
Right.
you need courage. You need courage to be vulnerable, to be authentic, to share what your gifts is, to share your zone of genius with the world. It takes courage to trust yourself and to have faith because we don't know what the future holds. There's no guarantee in anything. So having that courage to have faith is important. Having that courage to have faith despite not knowing the future or what obstacles come your way, and the courage to not give up. So I agree with Maya Angelou that courage is the most important among all the virtues because without this virtue, you cannot practice any other virtue consistently. And
Mm.
because of courage, looking back, right, my life, every breakthrough is because I took the courage, like starting my business, like becoming a public speaker, like starting my podcast, like writing a book. Every huge breakthrough, it hasn't been easy, but every breakthrough is because I first took courage. And with that, I took a baby step, right? And keep
Yeah.
going and going and going, eventually achieve those breakthrough and amazing things
Right.
that I did. And of course, that applies for everybody. I'm no special, more special than anyone. So
Mm.
all you really need to rise up is to have courage. And from there on, dream big, start small,
Start small,
and act
act
now.
now.
Mhm.
I love that. I love that. Okay. Very, very nice. Very nice. So courage is very important. I truly agree with you.
Very.
It's that the moment that gives you the courage. What do you think that moment, right? What do you think is the trigger for you to have the courage? What's your opinion on that?
I think if I look back on all the moments that I took courage, it's because I reflected, and it's something that I feel is important for me. Like it's a mission, it's a vision, it's something that I really want. It again go back to what is that you're dreaming big about? What is that mission? When I have a big enough why, the how become easier, right?
Correct.
So once you know what is that you want and why you're doing it, then you will take the courage. It's much more easier to take the courage when you have that vision and you understand the why. And that is why just now I answered a question for people who got retrenched.
Yeah.
If you remember, one of the first thing I asked is, what is it that you want? What is that vision? And then the second question is, what is your why? What gives you the feel to move forward? Because everything you do, I guarantee you will have obstacles, right? It's not going to be a smooth sail. There's going to be sometimes that is rain, cloudy days, sometimes it's storm or thunderstorms, you know.
Yep.
It's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows.
Yep.
So it's really knowing your vision and knowing your why. Then you take courage to keep overcoming those obstacles and keep going and keep going and keep going. And that's how every successful person ever, right? That's how achievements, breakthroughs are made up of. That's how people rise up.
I like the way you say it, because the why is I think why the reason why you do it and the purpose, right, is actually a constant element in your entire journey of that overcoming obstacles and all this. Courage, taking courage to overcome them, the fear. Huge. Yes, huge. So this is why the purpose is a constant element in your journey. Yeah,
it is. I think this is so important. When I'm coach or my mentees, I always tell them the most important question of all, if you're starting a new business, is to find your why, because that gives you the feel to do everything else. Start with why. It's so important. Without the why, the how doesn't really matter. I mean, I'm sure you have come across so many people that you teach them something and 3 months, 6 months, 1 year later, they have not made any progress at all, right?
Yes.
And that's because they don't know why. They don't have a strong enough why. You can teach people a lot of things and then 3 months later, nothing happens. It's because they don't have a strong enough why. But when they really understand why they want to achieve something, whatever that is, then they will find the reason to do it. And none of the excuses would matter. None of the thing, no money, no time, no resources, no network, nothing matters, because there's always a way. If you have a strong enough why, there's always a way.
Totally agree with you. Wow, this is actually fun doing this interview with you.
It is fun. It's fun for me too.
Yeah. Thank you so much for doing this interview. We are coming to almost the end of the interviews. Maybe I will let you to know where the audience can find you on social media, on the internet, where they can find you, so that they can actually connect with you.
Sure. Now, the best way is to find me at my hub, which is my website, millieleung.com, just my name, MILLIELEUNG.com. And that will connect you to my YouTube channel, to my podcast, to my social media. I'm quite active on Facebook. Now I'm more active on YouTube and on podcasts, and recently started on IG as well, Instagram. So yeah, I'm quite everywhere. However, if you are wanting to turn your passion into an impactful and profitable business, then I would encourage you to come to my website, millieleung.com/gift, GIFT, and get my free ebook, Passion to Profit Playbook, The Secrets of Turning Your Passion into an Impactful and Profitable Business. And then you also get on my email list, which I send you awesome strategies and tips every single week to get you started to build a beautiful and impactful and profitable business and life that you truly love.
Thank you so much, Millie. Thank you. This is wonderful. Yeah, a wonderful morning interview with you. A good chat with you. Also, if there's one sentence that we could end this interview with, what you can look at the camera. can look at the
Oh.
camera and say what is that thing that you want to, leave the last sentence to the people around you.
Hey everyone, make sure that you dream big, start small, and act now. Do it today, and your life tomorrow will be so much better. Keep going. I believe in you.
Thank you so much, Willie, for the coming to the interview. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone. And please subscribe to the channel. And I will leave the links to Millie and in the description below. Thank you so much. And God bless you and have a wonderful week. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.